right, now it is time for area. Ready? Okay, let's get started with some area. The formula, or area, when we're talking about area, remember we're talking about the distance, everything that is inside your shape. You want to know all the space inside your shape. That's area. So we have our basic formula for area. A equals length times width. The L is the length, the W is the width. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this. Okay, length, width, length, width. You could also use base times height, so you may also see this as a formula. In fact, base times height is used a little more commonly than length and width, so most of the time you'll see me use base times height, A equals BH. Now when you are finding the area or the volume or anything like that, you must always use the formula. The only one that I'm going to let you get by without using formula is perimeter, because perimeter is just simply adding all the sides. But area, volume, circumference, I know it's the same as perimeter, but that one you need the formula because it's special. Okay, all of those you must write your formula. If you turn in your homework without writing the formula, remember what's going to happen? You have to do that problem over again, even if it's right, and you have to find 5 more problems just like that one in your book, which means you might have to do some searching and do them as well. Okay? So please make sure you do it the right way the first time, because you don't want to have to do extra work, and I really don't want to have to give you extra work. So do it right the first time, write your formula. I am not kidding. Don't try it. Okay, so let's find the area. To find the area of a shape like this, I have to divide this into shapes that I know I can find the area of. Because the formula, area equals base times height, that formula is only for squares or rectangles or parallelograms. It's only for quadrilaterals, okay? But not trapezoids. So it's only for parallelograms. Let me try that again. So the area equals base times height is for parallelograms, when you have the 2 parallel sides. So I have to divide this into parallelograms, into squares and rectangles, in order to actually use my formula, A equals base times height, or A equals length times width, whatever you would like to use. Okay? Now I'm going to readjust myself a little bit. I'm going to move this over so we can focus more on this shape for area. Okay. So here's my shape. I can divide it in 2 ways to make a square and a rectangle. I can divide it right here and make a little square up here. Well, it's not quite a square, 2 little rectangles. Or I can divide it here and make 2 rectangles, this one and this one. I'm going to start by dividing it here. All right, so either way you divide it, you're going to get the same answer. I want you to look at your book for, if you were to divide it here, look at your book, page 9, and it shows you, if I were to divide it here, the answer that you would get. But for time's sake, I'm just going to show you this one. Okay? So, if I divide it here, and my formula is area equals base times height. I'm going to start here with this one. So, my base, the one across, is 2. My height up and down is 3. So area equals 6 units. Okay? Over here, area equals base times height. My base from here to here is what? Very good, it's 6. And my height from here to here is 2. So my area equals 12 units. Now to find your total area, you have to add these 2 together. So your total area is 18 units. And that's how you find your area. Okay, that's all you got to do. If you were to divide it right here, your height and your width would change a little bit for each one, but you would still end up with the same answer. So check out your book to take a look at that. Okay, now flip over to your practice. So we're going to stop right there for today. Woo! Flip over to your practice. You only need to do, let me change markers. Okay. For your practice, you need to do C, E, and G. That's it. C, E, and G, not a mouse, okay? So do C, E, and G for your practice tonight. Look at C for a minute. It says the area of a rectangle is 42 square meters. The length of one side is 6 meters. What is the length of the other side? Okay, analyze what this is saying. Okay, erase this so you can see better. All right, it says the area of a rectangle is 42 square meters. Well, we know that the formula for the area is base times height. We're going to plug in what my problem gives us. It gives us the area, which is 42 meters squared. Oops, I forgot to square my units up there. Sorry about that, guys. Make sure your units are squared when you're doing area. This actually needed that review too. Okay, so I know my area is 42 square meters. The rest of my problem says the length of one side is 6 meters. What's the length of the other? So I'm looking for my height. So I know that my area is 42. I know one side is 6. I'm looking for the height. So I'm just solving for the h. So it just becomes an equation. How do I solve for the h? I do the opposite. Since I'm multiplying, what's the opposite of multiplying? Dividing. Whatever you do to one side, do to the other, and your answer is going to equal the other, side, the height there, okay? You're going to need to use something similar to solve E, but it is a little different. And then G, it says find the area of this parallelogram. Dimensions are in feet. Okay, so the parallelogram, remember, you just use the same formula. A equals base times height. But be careful, it's the height. That's how far up and down the sides are, not the length of the side. It's the height, up and down from the top to the bottom, not the length of the side. Okay, so don't let that trip you up. Okay, I will see you in our next lesson. Love you guys. Bye.